Now let's take a look at what it's going to look like in case our bond has been issued not on a at a premium but at a discount. So we have a similar example where in the early December 2020, $100,000 issued or not issued stated bond with a stated interest rate of 9% per year has been prepared, but it has been issued at January 2021 with a maturity date of December 31, 2025. The interest payment is once a year again, and that the corporation will be required to pay annual interest payment of 9,000, which is calculated by multiplying 9% by 100,000. Now, in this case, right, this bond is issued in a 10% market rate, and therefore will be sold for at a discount, so 96,149. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to make entries at the issuance on January 1. We're going to issue our bond for cash in exchange for cash, 96,149, because that's the price at which it was sold. We're going to record discount on bonds payable. Let me again just fix this. Yep. Again, just a second. Yeah, discounts on bonds payable. We will issue. We will record the difference. Yeah, and just a second. Bonds payable of $100,000 will be recorded here. $100,000 is recorded here, and the difference between these two will be recorded in here. So let me just show you how it's calculated. 100,000 minus 96.149. We will record discount on bonds payable on a debit side, 3,851. So discount on bonds payable is actually contra liability account, and that's why it's recorded on a debit side. This part I think is quite straightforward, but let's assume now that on December 31, 2021, we're supposed to record our first interest payment, and this is how it's going to go down. So December 31, 2021, let me just rewrite it, December 2021. We're going to record our first interest payment of that year if we assume that we're paying it annually. Yeah, so it's going to just copy paste it because I don't want to redo it. So we're going to record just a second. Yeah, I just need to copy and paste 3 journal entries. T counts. So we're going to record interest expense. We're going to record discount, yeah, on bonds premium, on bonds payable, and finally we're gonna have the cash. Yeah, so cash, we already know we have to pay 9,000. That's given. There is no argument on that part. We have to pay annually $9,000 to our bondholders of interest payment in cash. The interest expense in this case, or the amortization, is going to be, by the way, I didn't do it. So we're going to divide 3,800. How much was it? 3,800. Yeah, so 3,851 we will divide by 5 years, and that's going to give us exactly 770.2 of amortization on discount on bonds payable, and that's going to be recorded on the credit side. 0.2 will be recorded there, and interest expense is going to be recorded on a debit side of the total amount between this 9,000 plus 7,700, and that gives us 9,770 the interest expense. So this is basically it. So the logic is quite similar, except now we're dealing with the contra liability account, which is discount on bonds payable. Yeah, and that's how the entries are going to be done. Again, we're talking about straight line amortization of bonds discount on bond discount, and that's why we're going to have exactly the same amortized amount every single year. And again, if we take a look at this account separately, discount on bonds payable. Yeah, just a second. Payable. In the beginning we had the entry 3,850. It's 3,800. How much? 8,051. And that was at issuance. Yeah, at issuance. That's what we recorded. Then we will start amortizing 770 in the first year. This is 2021. Again, this is year, right? Again, the same next year, 22, 770, 2023, and then 2024, 2025. Oh, sorry, and 2025. Yeah, so exactly the same amount every single year. And if we look at our balance, it should well, with a small rounding error, but it should be okay. It's been rounded up, so we can always add that rounding to, yeah, like I said, so we can just amortize one, yeah, at the end, and that's going to give us exactly the amount. So I could have just done with the decimals and that would have fixed the situation. So let me just give it a go and let's see. I can use a separator, and we're gonna have and because I wrote the exact number, just a second. So when I did this one, yeah, format and use decimals too, it gives us 20 at each account, yeah. So each of this is going to be, fixed by just adding some decimals, and that is just fixing all of the issue that we had earlier. Oh God, I removed my formatting, and that's it. So this is basically how it's done when it comes to our discounts. So the balance by the end of the period, again, balance at the end, by the end of December 2025 is going to go down to zero. Our expense, on the other hand, is going, to on the opposite to our premium case, where the interest expense goes down, our interest expense in this case is going to increase. Yeah, so we have to compensate for that discount that we sold it for, and that's why our interest expense is going to increase. So again, if we look at our amortization table for the discount in this case, yeah, so we're having a discount case here. Yeah, this again. Yeah, discount in this case. We're going to have our amortization table calculated in a bit different way. So we know, so this is the first year, so we know that our amortization, the credit on the discount on bonds payable is going to be 3,851. And let me just add another line. I didn't do it the other time. Just a second here. So we have amortization on discount is going to be, as we've calculated, 720. Let me just add decimals because they make this calculation much easier due to rounding errors. Number to decimals should work. Okay, yeah, so we're going to have this. Now, the book value of the bond, so in the first year there's no amortization, yeah? So the amortization is going to take place by the end of the first year. So amortization will be 770.20. Now, our balance in this case will reduce by that same amount, yeah, in the credit side, and our book value of the bonds is going to increase. Yeah, because this side is a contra liability account, right? So what do we have here is plus, so this plus 770.20, and that increases our book value of that at the end of that year. And the same again, because it's a straight line method, it's going to be exactly the same amount at every go. And we can also just drag the formula down, and we are going to have pretty much the accurate information. So by the end, the point is that by the end of the fifth year, the book value of our bonds payable is going to go up to $100,000, and this is how the amortization on the discount, like on the bonds issued at discount, works. It's sort of an opposite way. So if in the premium we had to lower the book value down to 100,000, in the discount case we have to increase it from 96,000 to 100,000 by the end of the fifth year. Now let's take a look at what it's going to look like if we use the effective. Just a second, I'll just copy and paste the page so that it is easier for you to understand. So now we're doing the effective interest amortization of bond at discount, issued at discount. So this is how it's going to look like, and in this case I'm going to remove all of these unnecessary semi-annual calculations because I'm just going to go with an annual one that you are going to you know, use, and we can also at the end compare how it's going to look like if we you know, put them all next to each other, meaning the straight line and effective interest method. Let me just delete all of these. Yeah, so we're going to have exactly 5-time payment, annual payments, and interest expense calculations. So interest payment is going to be using the stated interest rate and the face value, which is 100,000 and 9%, right? So I'm just going to put it like this, yeah, multiplied by 9%, sorry, is going to give me 9,000 exactly, and that calculation will work for every single year until the, sorry, I should have fixed the formula, just a second. And it should give me the same value for the next 5 years, which is 9,000. Now, the interest expense is going to be calculated the market rate, which at this point, because it's higher now, yeah, so 10%, we're going to calculate it using that. So what we have here is the book value of our bond, yeah? So the book value at this point of our bond is 96,149 multiplied by 10%, which gives us roughly 9,615. Now, the difference between these two is going to be the issuer's amortization of bonds. Oh, sorry, discount. Yeah, discount. Let me see. I forgot to change the names. Discount. Yeah, we're doing it at discount. Now, the difference is going to be basically the amortization of the bonds issued at discount. In this case, it's 615. Now, the credit balance on the discounts will be the difference between this minus 615. Yeah, 3,236. The credit balance on the bonds payable will stay the same because it doesn't change, it doesn't get affected. However, the book value of the bonds will start slowly to increase by the same amount, which is that 96,764. Now, I can basically just drag this formula all the way down. Yeah, so again, I will have the small rounding error. Oh, sorry, I dragged the formula and it changed everything. So just a second. So I'm going to have this 97 as my rounding error. So I can basically change that by adding it to the interest expense. Yeah, and increasing the expense, and it's going to give me the you know, exact amount that I need. So 97 again is a rounding error. Normally I can just leave it like this, which basically means that I have to increase my expense. Just a second, yeah, go back. My amortization is going to increase as well, and however, at the end I'm going to come back to my book value of bonds by the end of the 5th year to 100,000. Now, if we compare these differences, we're going to have the differences obviously visible in the amortization amounts, and as you can see, if in the straight line method it's constantly 770.20, in the amortization of bonds discount is going to give me different amounts that will slowly but steadily increase up until the end of the amortization of the discount of the bond issued at discount, and that's how it works. And you also can see that instead of so the interest expense is also going to increase gradually, and this is how we basically calculate the amortization using the effective interest method, and this is the one, I repeat again, is the one that is used most commonly because it's considered to be more accurate instead of just going with a random you know, equal division per year, and this is more accurate. And also IFRS requires only this one. There is no exception for this.